What's up, guys? Hey, it's your boy Paul. I'm back with you. This is Pauline Theology, and I got another book review for you. This one's by Costi Hinn, and it's called God, Greed, and the Prosperity Gospel. This book is pretty interesting. I don't know if you have heard of Costi Hinn. I believe he's a pastor at Redeemer Church, and they have a few podcasts or YouTube channel that they put some videos up on every once in a while. And I think here recently he's been doing some stuff about Bethel and Hillsong and why they don't sing into their songs and stuff. One thing he said that I thought was awesome was that it's a conviction that they have and that they follow it, not prescribing it or pushing on others, but it's just something that they'd come to do and understand in their life as Christians. And I think that if you read his book or hear his testimony, then you'll definitely understand where he's coming from. And me personally, after reading this book, it gives me like a stronger hatred for defiling the gospel of God. So, this book is really a testimony about his life as he went from being Hinn. I don't know if you guys recognize the last name, Costi Hinn. Well, Benny Hinn was his uncle, I believe, and it just talks about how his uncle came to the prominence that he was, his father, his family, his brothers, his friend, and his life as he goes through and becomes the person that he is today. How he went to certain schools that molded him a certain way, as well as listening to the preaching and the teaching of his father and his uncle, and how that really formed the theology in his mind. And then he goes to a college, I think DBU, where he had a baseball pastor who, well, a baseball coach who pastored him in a way as all people in authorial positions should be pastoring their youth, about how God is a sovereign God and a king over all things. And then this really kind of instilled in his heart as he begins to develop an understanding of the truth of who God really was and not how he was portrayed in the faith movement, that name it, claim it, word of faith movement. And it's pretty amazing because it talks about at the end of the book, whenever he finally comes out of this mess and the struggle that it was for him to detach from his family, that he gets to see people from the past that were really broken and that were really hurt from the prosperity gospel because of what it made people believe. I've seen it in my life as well, and it's a tough thing to watch people fall apart because they don't believe their faith is strong enough to allow them to walk again when they have been in a wheelchair for so long. And Costi, in his book, gives a perspective that not many people will ever have of that family, the Hinn family, as well as the prosperity gospel in their context, and then the prosperity gospel in preaching it to others and seeing others come to them as willing participants in trying to walk again or be made whole in whatever brokenness they were, money that they need, and how the people of his family, those people that are in the prosperity gospel business, deal with the contradictions between their preaching and their scripture, or the preaching and God's scripture. And it's also amazing to see as well, like their thought process or theology or hermeneutic for understanding scripture and how to carry it out in their lives. And if they truly believe it, or if they are out there just to gain bucks, just to gain dollars. So, again, I think this is a great book. Do I recommend it? Yes. I recommend it, one, because you get to see the truth that can come out of such heresy. And then also because, man, it helps you to actually understand and be more aware of the depth of depravity that comes out of the prosperity gospel. Because I'll be the first one to tell you, man, I used to watch and be like, I hate that they're doing that, man, but I never had a just a super anger until I realized the pain that people go through because of this gospel. Now, I know in scripture we read it says that we need to make sure that these wolves in sheep clothing aren't in there, and that it should be anger we would have towards them, a justified, righteous anger towards those who preach that false gospel. But even in reading scripture, I believe this brings it out just a little bit more, the danger and the reality of people that get hurt from this prosperity or this false gospel. It's not the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's the gospel of man, of greed, and of evil. Well, I appreciate you guys for watching, man. Hey, I got a lot more book reviews. Go ahead and check them out. I got a video clips of them. I always forget what they're called, but you can check them out, man. Check out some other stuff. I got videos called 5 Minutes, what you can know about the Bible in 5 minutes, stuff like that. Check them out, man. I appreciate you guys for watching again, and I hope to see y'all again next week.